Hello guys, today we're going to go over some B-site. We're going to show a couple of mollies and how you can implement the mid hit into the B-site as well. Let's get started. I will use the same format as last video, using player 1, player 2, player 3 and so on, just in different areas of the map this time. So the two first Molotovs that I want you to show you before we get started are these two. This one will land in default and you'll just see it. It will molly out any counter-terrorist on the site. As you can see, it lands in the default box, has a quite big spread, molling out anyone in headshot, although this position here is still available for the CTs to be in without being banned by the Molotov. The other Molotov, you line up in the chain with the lock on it, and you aim at that button in the middle of those two buttons there, right there, and throw. This will land in triple box, making any CT move, and the only place they could be in, really, is in the generator box, headshot, or oranges. These could be both neutralized by a flashbang, by two flashbangs actually. One from here, standing in this back corner, throwing the flashbang, aiming at that part of the roof, and throwing. Flashbang just pop flash anyone on the site, looking at B main. Another flashbang that you can do, this is where the mid hit comes in. If you have control of mids and no CTs are giving it any resistance, you could go into B, go from vents to checkers, and push from both places. Flashbang's pretty easy. You just bounce it off these ramps here, and it blinds anyone on the site. The guy in oranges will have to turn around unless he wants to get flashed, and therefore your range frag will already be here. Two smokes. The first smoke will also be implemented as first smoke, which is a CT smoke, which is pretty easy. Just come around the corner and try to bounce it around there. That should roughly smoke CT. Cross onto the site, and then the after plant for a heaven smoke. And then you have B site. You can get good positions. The best plant spot for this thing is right there, in this corner here. Visible from checkers if you have an AWPer here, sitting in this back box watching the vents, or two people and one person in B main holding off the push for the CTs. I will show you the two smokes in mid again, and how you could implement this into the V hit. As you know, you go into mid, you usually underhand flash it, so anyone close, and the vents would be Molotov anyways. Anyone close would die, and the T's can advance to vents. At least two people, actually three, the one on the boost, or maybe the person do the vents Molotov will come back. Maybe the guy in boost actually falls back, but it depends on the current situation that you have. But you do want to have two Molotovs for this strategy. When the T's are in checkers, this is when you want to do the Molotovs. You want to times the Molotov right, so when you throw it and lands, the T's in checkers are able to peek without getting exposed from too many angles. So when the Molotov lands, you'd be able to just look at the areas where they could be. Go up from there, headshot. And then you want to push into site with your teammates that just do the Molotovs, throwing a couple of flashbangs, making sure CT is smoked by doing the smoke that I just showed you. That should land in CT. And then clearing out the site, getting good after plant positions, and so on, so forth. I will now show you the examples of how players would do this. This would be the perfect situation in a 5v5, and how to do this execute.
Just want a Lamborghini.
It's fun to drive up to Hollywood.
New Lambo, new Lambo.
As you saw from those examples, this would be the various ways the players in B-side would be completely exposed from the Molotov. I will now show you on the screens exactly what player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, player 5 will do in this execute. I don't have 5 people with me now. I only have 2 people working on this mini film, so the quality won't be as good. But hope you can get what I'm trying to pass on.
Really? Really?
I said in the beginning of this video that I was going to show you how to implement this with a mid control here. So when you see the smokes being thrown down, as you'll see in a second, and the 2 players, maybe 3 even, the guy boosted. But if you want to do this strategy, I suggest you only push 2 people out middle. If they die, then you gotta kind of call off the strategy and do something else. But the guy doing the Molotov will still be there. What difference is gonna be 2 people in halls. You're seeing a minimap on your screens right now of what is gonna happen, where certain players are gonna be. These 2 players, as you saw, are gonna go in checkers, and then they're gonna push onto the site. By doing this mid hit, it will just give you a bigger advantage over where you can push from, and it'll just really be really easy to take the B site. Thanks for watching.